So, okay. Oh, it was actually Snook going with that tag. Okay, I will have to apologize to Alpha for slandering him on stream. My goodness. Right, here we go then. So we are getting into this first game right now. It is Alpha versus Snook. Palutena versus that Joker. A lot of people excited for this one. All eyes on this big set right now. Pokemon Stadium 2 for our first game.
Of course, Snook seeded to make it incredibly far in the bracket. So these two players, oh my
no.
goodness me. Nah, Joker's recovery is much better. But now you can see why he is seeded to make it so far in bracket. The Palutena, you know, one of Ireland's better players. Put those two together and you have such a solid player because the character is solid and the gameplay speaks for itself.
No, exactly. And right now, again, Alpha, after that initial scare of that down air, doing such a good job, of course. As always, the Arsene comes out, and that is when it's bad news.
I thought he was looking for a down air there, but it's the forward air there to catch the high recovery, predicting Snook not going to ledge. That's a mind game that, you know, Alpha was on top of all the way, and that's so good from them. Alpha taking the lead here already, looking to make an upset.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, you know, Alpha as well, in the position that he's in now, you know, able to kind of keep himself just, you know, slightly more on the defensive. You see that the Rebels guard coming as well. Because he's, you know, at the sort of percentage he's at, he's not necessarily at, you know, huge kind of threat of being killed early. You know, obviously, as kind of each small hit does add up, you know, something like a back air will take it away. But right now, he can kind of play a little bit more defensive, throw on a little bit more free damage, wait for that Arsene to come out. But Snook recognizing the threat that was slowly approaching, saying, okay, I need to eliminate that now before it becomes a problem, because I do not want Arsene to come out.
Look, Joker is the king of free chip damage, right? Egeon, Ahar, and just guns in general pile on so much small amount of damage that you're like, hang on a minute, why am I at 40% and climbing when I've just been hit by like a few Arsene guns and an Egeon? But like 96%, not a percent to be taken here on Alpha's stock. Because, I mean, Alpha's just seems to be one step ahead on a lot of these interactions, which is really impressive.
Yeah, now, okay, so all that said, as you were saying, you know, Joker being the absolute king of chip damage, that's exactly what we've seen, you know, as he's just able to, you know, essentially pile on so much small little bits of damage here and there while waiting for Arsene to come out, getting Snook up to that 131%. Now, as soon as that Arsene does come out, that's when it gets really scary for Snook here, especially at these sort of percentage. I mean, hell, we are seeing, you know, Alpha doing an incredible job, even without Arsene, of, you know, getting himself in that ledge trap. And as soon as it comes out, that back, you see the lightning flash, but no kill just yet.
Yeah, what's the ledge trap going to be from Alpha? A couple of back airs, but a forward air is going to sneak through into the dash attack. Snook ever so slightly with each individual hit, making up the damage. The explosive flame just going to catch Alpha there, but it's going to be an Egeon that is going to allow Alpha to just sneak out of the ledge situation. But how are you going to kill as 187% with Joker? Down throw maybe could do it?
Yeah,
yes it will.
And yes it will, 203%, that takes away the stock. And now Alpha hanging on here, 92%. Again, this is an opportunity for them to, you know, get as much free damage. And I mean, we both gasping over there. This is all Alpha literally rolled through that explosive flame.
That looked almost frame perfect. The fact that like just the roll happened as it was going on, that's crazy. But speaking of, right, here we go. Alpha, 33%. Again, extra credit. That's like the amount of chip damage Joker could do on top of the combos is actually something else. But a forward air out of nowhere, finding the mark. Snook doing a really good job also to even up the percent, not to waste the opportunities that they are given, and immediately capitalizing a lot earlier, which is what they needed to do.
Yeah, no, Snook, again, just doing a really good job there, you know, kind of in comparison to the first stocks of just recognizing, you know, the R7's coming out, needing to find a way to get rid of it as quickly as possible. And again, now it's just slowly playing a little bit more defensive, sort of doesn't want to risk anything too much because they don't want to sort of damage, you know, kind of, you know, needlessly into Alpha. They want to just make sure that every, you know, move they do, you know, hits hard.
Okay, Battle of the Nairs, another Nair on Alpha's shield. But a whiffed grab there is going to be punished by the down tilt. And now we see another ledge trap situation. Alpha just kind of giving it up. Arsene, though, might swing the tide here. Forward air's looking good for him.
Okay, and the Arsene is out, 121 on Snook right now. This is very terrifying position to be in, but Snook going retreating to the ledge as well, keeping that shield up, does not want to let any forward tilt into him because that would certainly seal the deal right now, Wazza.
Yeah, and you see Alpha reading these jumps. Snook not giving it to him one bit. You can see these rolls on the ground. You can see a very grounded base movement whilst getting off of the ledge. And yeah, there you go. We're probably going to see a roll. It's not going to come out in time. Drop the shield into the back air. That's Alpha taking game one, and wow, that's not the way we expected this to swing.
Absolutely. I mean, Alpha just, throwing out those back airs, just saying, okay, I can keep doing it for free. Especially if I go into shield, like, I am so, there was not much, sort of hit lag on there. I'm just going to, throw out those back airs as many times as I need to. As long as one hits as mark, I've got the game.
Yeah, like, Joker can struggle to kill if you don't have Arsene and you get out of the range of certain like drag down setups and whatnot. But when you get to like 180, 190, back air is always killing at the ledge, and you also have down throw. So there are those kind of like safety options that you have that you can always fall back on when you are kind of losing it and going, okay, well, I'm not hitting my confirms, I'm not getting the big hits. What do I need to do? And oh my goodness, there you go, Snook receiving the power up from his friend there with the Ireland flag. Very well done.
That's what we're saying before. The troops rally around each other, each scene just rallying for their boys. They want them to win. They are supporting them to the very end. And of course, after how that first game went, this could definitely go to a game 3. But this second game is going to be the important one here. We're getting straight into it.
Okay, game number 2. What has Snook learned? What is Alpha going to adapt? I really want to see Alpha try and call out more of these rolls on the ground, because the ledge trapping is working for him. But if he hasn't noticed, like, all of these grounded getaway options that Snook is using on the ground, like we just saw with that roll, it's going to cost him a lot of damage, and it gives Snook more opportunities to play the game. And when it, when you're playing Palutena, when you can do that much damage, when you have an advantage state like this, that's a big deal. You can't let that happen.
Absolutely, and I mean, Snook already off to a blinding start here, getting so much damage tacked on. That Arsene did come out pretty quickly though, and that is Alpha's chance to shine. But if Snook, again, just trying to keep themselves, Alpha in that disadvantaged state, they want to carry the advantage as much as they can. Alpha just doing an excellent job of just maneuvering themselves around, trying to get that back air to catch out as well. Snook throwing out in there just to interrupt what Alpha was trying to do. Arsene goes away, and now this is Snook's chance to shine.
I know, Snook really cleaning it up here, keeping Alpha in disadvantage for a longer amount of time. And there we go. The trump didn't work game 1, but it did game number 2. A lot smoother with that trump as well. More immediate, which caught Alpha off guard. That's going to be the first stock going in Snook's favor this time. And now it's all about, well, can I avoid any comebacks from Arsene?
Yeah, that explosive fire, quite a lot of sort of lag to it at the end there. So Alpha just going to get a chance to get free damage in. Arsene's back out as well. And this is a little bit, of a bad position for Snook to be in. But again, they've already got the stock off. So it's no matter what, they are still in a good position here. But if they can outlast this Arsene as well, they are going to be looking so good in this game.
Oh, we've seen that drop down from ledge jump back on a couple of times from Snook. Whether it's to just kind of get out the corner or just like, just getting out of the corner. We've seen it a lot. And that means that Alpha's caught onto that and getting that Arsene back air. Big punish there. And it means that we are going to see Snook's first stock fall. However, the lead right now that Snook is building up, my goodness me, still clearly not fazed by it.
Yeah, Snook taking quite a commanding lead here in this game too, saying that, yes, the game 1 went that way, but I'm not going to let myself go down like that. The flag behind him powering up as well. He's got an entire country rallying behind him in this game, and he is taking it to the very end.
There you go, stray back air, going to catch the overextension on the combo from Alpha. Alpha smartly waiting to see if Snook was going to try and go for the trump again. They did and got off the ledge for it. Really smart play from Alpha. And now you can see him resorting a lot more to the chip damage. You see the runaway guns, the Aegeons coming out. That down tilt though.
Beautiful play there from Snook there. As soon as that Arsene comes out, down tilt into the forward there, gone. Great position for Snook to be in. This is all now on Alpha to try and close the gap between them.
I mean, the gap is a lot closer. That's like a 40, 50% closer than it was in the previous stock. And I mean, oh my goodness me, going far out for these edge guards here, but not quite finding the mark. I hope that Alpha sticks with the ledge trapping. It's the ledge trapping that was really working for him in game 1. But yeah, like, you can't lose it now. The sign of a good player is keeping your mentality composed and keeping your gameplay exactly the same. So
Absolutely, and I mean, especially Snook right now in a position where they're sort of playing right now. They, you can see them, reverting to this very defensive game plan, kind of not sort of approaching too much, kind of keeping their distance, waiting for Alpha to make a mistake so they can find a little opportunity to get their damage in. But otherwise, just kind of retreating those platforms, keeping themselves in the shield, rolling away, not risking anything. And it is kind of down to them to try and keep this sort of gameplay up, keep the composure, because they know that if they sort of do this for longer, they can actually still take this game. They can keep themselves in this set. Composure is going to be huge right now.
There you go. The dash attack is going to seal it for Alpha. The lead is so much smaller than it was before. And wow, this again still could go either way. Snook's had the momentum, but Joker is one of those characters that you cannot count out at last stock no matter the percent, because as soon as they get Arsene, ladies and gentlemen, it's a different game.
Oh, it really, really is. And while the threat may be sleeping for now, it will come out. It's down to Snook to try and do as much as they can right now before it becomes a threat later. But Alpha starting to cook right now, closing up the gap between them almost immediately. Huge explosive flame, though, putting Alpha into a bad state there. The back air coming out from Snook right now. Alpha trying to just keep themselves, safely away from Snook, finding that grab as well, putting themselves in a disadvantaged state. Alpha again, each time they are put in the back foot, closing the gap so just as quickly.
Each one of these individual hits, by the way, you can see the Arsene meter going up. That's another one.
Ooh.
One more hit from Snook, and then Snook has to deal with Arsene, which is going to be crazy. Also damage, dealing damage as Joker also gets you closer to Arsene. So if, Alpha can bind Arsene, just one more hit, I think that's going to be it. Surely the big blue ghost is coming out now.
There he is.
And now it's the tables are turning.
Yeah, and you can hear the crowd behind us as well. They recognize the threat that Snook is now in, that Arsene is out in. He is here to stay. Can Alpha find a stock? Huge explosive flame, still not take away, but that does deplete the gauge a little bit, putting the threat of Arsene slowly back into his bed.
Yeah, you can see both of these players incredibly scared. One hit from either is going to be the game.
Ooh,
and Alpha finds the back
that
air.
is it.
And that's the upset, ladies and gentlemen. Alpha claws it from behind to take the 2-0. The Midlands are, well, I mean, they're very excited. They're just a little bit more reserved than the North,
Yeah, and Alpha.
A hug comes out for him, though. Lovely, lovely stuff.
Alpha breathing a sigh of relief after that one as well. He knew how close that was. But certainly, as you say, that set, just so back and forth. It was such an even set to begin with. We could barely update